Wonderful. Okay, perfect. Okay, before we get started, please be advised that the Committee of Adjustment hearings are recorded and a copy of the recordings will be posted to the city's website and YouTube channel. Those in attendance may be included in this footage, and by attending this meeting, you are agreeing to be part of this recording. Okay. All right. We missing? No, Jeff. Okay, he's in the committee room. Okay. All right. Before we get started, does anyone have any items they would like to discuss regarding the procedural orders?
No, I'll move it.
Miriam, was that a yes, or are you just moving it?
No, I'm a second. I'm a mover.
Okay.
I'm a second.
Cheryl will move. Miriam will second. All in favor? That motion passes 5-0. Okay. All right. First item on the agenda is submission number A26035. Notice of public hearing under section 45(1) of the Planning Act, RSO 1990. The address or addresses are 1595, 1601, 1605, 1609, 1613, 1621, 1625, 1629, and 1633 Noah Bend. The purpose is to permit increased lot coverage for future development, detached dwellings, sorry. Variances requested are 1, to permit a lot coverage of 45% for lots 3 to 11, whereas 40% is the maximum permitted. Okay. Do we have the owner slash agent here? I don't have a.
Paul's here, Paul Hine.
Oh, hi, Paul.
Hi.
Oh, you muted yourself.
Through the chair, it's actually Paul Vidic, I think, is here for this application.
Oh,
Paul Vidic.
oh,
Paul
Paul's
Hines here for Windsor Ave.
Windsor. Okay.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
Sorry,
And
I
I'm
was just trying
married.
to say I'm here for 117 Windsor or 117 Windsor.
Okay. All right. So the other Paul. Hi, Paul. How are you?
Doing very well yourself.
Good.
And I'm married to a Paul. So there we have Paul.
Paul's everywhere. Paul's everywhere.
Yep.
Okay. We don't have any members of the public here for this. So, but before we get started, does anyone require a presentation?
No.
Seeing none. Okay. Okay, Paul, I assume you've had a chance to read the report from the city. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Not really, no. And the amount we're going to be over 40% is very minimal. We won't get anywhere near 45.
Okay. 45 is just there just for, calculation errors and such.
Yeah.
That was the number MTE told us to ask for.
It gives you a little bit of leeway just in case. You don't have to come back and do this again if you're, 43.1%, you asked for 43. Okay. All right. Well, that said, we can go directly to committee. Daniela, you're first on my screen.
Thank you. No, I have no questions on this application.
All right. Cheryl?
Pretty straightforward. None. Thank you.
Miriam?
No questions. Thank you, Chair.
All right. Jeff?
No questions, thank you.
All right. I really can't think of anything I'd have to ask either. It's fairly straightforward. It's the way things are going. We're putting a little bigger buildings on a little smaller lot, and
Yep.
that's how things are. All right. Daniela?
I'll move for approval.
Okay. Daniela will move the application. Cheryl will second. There's no further discussion. All in favor? That motion passes 5-0. All right, to the applicant, this permission is not final until the expiration of the statutory appeal period of 20 days from the date the decision has been signed, during which the applicant, the minister, or a specified person or public body may file with the Secretary Treasurer an appeal against the decision of the London Committee of Adjustment. With that, consider the matter to be closed. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Good day.
Bye.
All righty. Second item on the agenda is submission number A26036. Notice of public hearing under section 45(1) of the Planning Act, RSO 1990. The address is 117 Windsor Avenue. The purpose is to demolish an existing garage and construct a new garage in a new location. Variance requested are 1, to permit an accessory structure within an required exterior side yard, whereas accessory structures are not permitted within the required front and exterior side yards. 2, to permit a private detached garage with an exterior side yard setback of 3.7 meters, where 6 meters is the minimum required. And 3, to permit a private detached garage with a rear yard setback of 0.6 meters, whereas 1.3 meters is the minimum required. Okay. All right, we don't have any members of the public here for this either, but does anyone require a presentation? Seeing none. All right,
Too bad
Paul.
why.
Oh, sorry. Mr. Chair, if I could maybe have a few minutes to speak.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. It just came to our, we just identified a little tiny minor discrepancy of what we had applied for versus what has been put in the planning files. I did talk to the planner less than an hour ago. We're just trying to figure out what's going on. In or around March 31st, Strict Baldinelli Menez had provided to the Committee of Adjustment Coordinator a planning report asking for a 3.6 meter exterior side yard setback. And you'll see in the reports that are being written, it's asked for a 3.7 meter exterior side yard. That's variance number 2 on the 3rd page. When we put in the application, our application literally only asked for a relief. We didn't say 3.6. It was written in our staff report of asking for the 3.6. The zoning referral was submitted to Planning Division. It was submitted, issued to the Planning Department, and then there was a revised zoning referral record that was done to recognize an additional relief being required. We didn't require it at Strict Baldinelli, but the city's saying we need it. All of a sudden it came to 3.7. And I don't know if there's a possibility of pulling up the site plan. And I just want to show you what I know 3.6 versus 3.7 is relatively small. We're talking 4 inches. The proposed garage is not parallel to the road allowance. And so the 3.6 is at the very, very most critical point. And then it goes down to 5.3 meters, which is still a minor variance, but not as significant as 3.6. The critical point, though, is when you look at where the existing garage is, which my client is intending to tear down the garage, but utilize the concrete foundation or the slab as a patio. The garage right now is only going to be 0.52 meters away from the corner of the garage, or 1.7 feet. And if we have to move it over, it's going to be one foot 4 inches from the corner of the garage, which is, you won't even be able to get a lawnmower through there. And so I had also mentioned to the planners that I didn't even get a notice of the public notice being sent out. I only got the notice of the zoning referral record, and then I got the staff report just on Tuesday. And so we're scrambling, and we're wondering whether there's an opportunity for the committee to request a variance on variance 2 of 3.6 versus 3.7, which is what we had applied for in our application, what we had written about in our staff report, what we had provided in our original zoning referral, and somewhere along the line, I got to 3.7.
Okay, all right, Mr. Chair, before we go too far down the road, that's not feasible. I think this needs to be settled between the applicant and staff and brought back to this committee. So we're dealing with the report. So Steve, can we have, who's there? Is it Ethan that's going to talk to them? Because we need to find out whether we defer this so that it's sorted out rather than at the committee, because it really doesn't work that way, Paul.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what I would suggest, if the city is not able to recommend to you that there be that change, I don't want it being deferred. We'll just go with the 3.7 and
Okay. Yeah, the trouble
tearing
is,
up on more sideways.
yeah, had you have wanted it to be 3.8 meters instead of 3.7, we could do that because then that's less intense and we wouldn't have to recirculate. But because you want 3.6, even though it's a small amount, I imagine staff would want us to recirculate for the more intensive use. Ethan, could you clarify that? Just make sure I'm correct.
Through the chair, I can speak to that if you'd like.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we confirm what the applicant has stated and that we inadvertently advertised that the exterior side yard setback should be 3.7 meters based on the revised zoning referral record, whereas the applicant had requested 3.6 meters. We typically recommend that something like this be deferred, but ultimately it can be up to the committee to make that final decision. Should it be granted and deferred, it will come back to the committee on June 11th.
Okay. All right. So are you saying that at this time, we could make that amendment to 3.6 meters without having to redistribute?
Right,
That's correct.
Okay.
okay, all right. Okay,
Okay. Then if that's the case, I'm fine with doing that as long as
so
everyone
am
else
I.
is
Yep.
okay with that. Marie's shaking her head. Okay. All right. So what we'll do at this time is we will get a motion or not to defer. Geez,
No, amend.
to amend the application to change variance 2 to permit a private detached garage with an exterior side yard setback of 3.6 meters, whereas 3.6 meters, whereas 6 meters is the minimum required.
Move it. Let's put it on the floor.
All right, Cheryl will
Second.
move. All right,
Second.
Miriam will second.
Hold it, has Jeff got a question or is he voting?
No,
I'm
that's
voting.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Hard to tell sometimes. Okay, we have a motion, we have a seconder. There's no further discussion. All in favor?
Yep,
All right.
okay.
Motion
Yep.
passes 5-0. The
Yep.
application stands amended.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Paul, is there anything else?
I just want to thank city staff for quickly addressing this issue. I know it was like literally within the last hour, and again, they come to the response very, very quickly, and greatly appreciated as an outside consultant. And to Chair Paul Hill and
I'll be thanking me.
Cheryl Miller, Vice Chair. Long time no see. I'm still in action. So,
There you go. All
thank
right.
you very much. I won't keep any more of your time.
All right, wonderful.
Before
Ethan.
Before you leave, I think you've made a motion to amend the application, but now you need to make a motion to
Oh, yeah.
pass the application.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
we haven't got to the point where we're asking.
Okay,
This-
sorry about that.
Ethan,
I thought
this
we were
is-
wrapping up.
No, this isn't a going away party right now.
Okay.
Not yet.
We're just reminiscing,
Apologies.
okay, so,
40 years of history.
We're just
yes, right. The other thing is, of course, we'll move it.
Yeah.
We
All right.
amended it.
yes. Before we get going on that, we will ask committee for questions. Cheryl, any questions?
No,
Miriam,
None. Thank
Jeff,
No questions.
all right, Daniela.
No questions. I think the plan is a good idea and it makes the backyard more usable than its current configuration. So yeah, I have no questions.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was absolutely going to turn this down with 3.7 meters, but now that it's 3.6, I think I'm okay with it. Yeah.
oh, okay.
Boom.
Camera's
Time to
rolling.
retire after this one.
There you go. All right, Miriam.
I'll move the application as amended.
Okay, Miriam will move the amended application. Daniela will second. There's no further discussion. All in favor? That motion passes 5-0. All right, to the applicant, this permission is not final until the expiration of the statutory appeal period of 20 days from the date the decision has been signed, during which the applicant, administrator, or a specified person or public body may file with the Secretary of Treasury and appeal against the decision of the Lund Committee of Adjustment. But with that, send the matter for closed. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much,
Chair.
committee.
Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
staff again.
Good to see you, Paul.
Okay, good to see you too.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care.
Enjoy.
Okay,
right.
and that is all.
That's it. That's it.
Short and sweet.
Not
I'll-
bad.
I'll move adjournment.
All right, Cheryl will move adjournment. Jeff will second. There's no further discussion. All in favor? That motion passes 5-0. We stand adjourned.
Awesome.
We didn't break any records today, but it was,